Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we got a fun one as we're going to be talking about some LEGO Star Wars Order 66 set ideas. So Order 66 is definitely considered one of the saddest parts of all of the Clone Wars. However, if you're going to go back and look at those scenes again, you can see that there's some really cool sets that could be made representing them. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and jump in and take a look at some LEGO Star Wars Order 66 set ideas. But what's kind of cool is I ended up actually going ahead and making kind of mock-up sets of what I feel each of them should look like. So all the custom set images you see in this video are made by me. Again, if you want more info or pics on any of them, you can check the link below to my Instagram. But anyways, without further ado, let's go and get started and take a look at some awesome Order 66 set ideas. Alright, so let's go ahead and start off taking a look at a couple sets which aren't exactly from the Order 66 montage, but kind of around the same time. So the first one here is the Republic Attack Shuttle. So we really do need a new version of the set in either of its kind of two forms. So you see this in the beginning of the Clone Wars episode Shattered, when Maul is being transported to the Venator before Order 66, and then you see it in its kind of regular form after, when Maul is trying to escape the Venator in the last episode of the Clone Wars. So I think either of these two versions works as a set. Again, we've needed a Republic Attack Shuttle for a while, so I think kind of in this Clone Wars Season 7 / Order 66 way would be the best. Now, in terms of this set, kind of the way I had it in terms of the figures, I ended up going with Ahsoka, Darth Maul, Captain Rex, and then a couple 332nd. Again, this is a set that's always been asked to kind of be remade nowadays, so I think in this kind of Order 66 Clone Wars Season 7 montage would be the best way to go. Alright, and the next set here is the 501st Y-Wing Bomber. So it's been almost now 11 years since the last Y-Wing Bomber was released back in 2009, and it's in dire need of an upgrade. And before it was kind of in its original yellow color, but I think branching out now and putting it in the 501st colors would be the best way to go. It was, briefly seen in the last episode of the Clone Wars, yet it has all of a sudden become somewhat of a popular vehicle. So I think kind of having this in a $50 to $60 set would be great, kind of in that Order 66 theme. And in terms of the overall size, I would just kind of make it similar to the 2009 version, but with, some upgrades and design upgrades, but overall the scale would be the same. In terms of the minifigures, I would go Ahsoka, Darth Maul, Jesse, as well as 1 to 2 332nd. Again, Jesse was another character we haven't gotten LEGO. Sadly, haven't gotten many of the Umpara sets, so I think this would probably be the ideal place to include him. So that's the second of these kind of Clone Wars Season 7 sets, but now let's go ahead and jump in to the Order 66 sets. Alright, and the next one here is representing the Order 66 scene with Ki-Adi-Mundi and Commander Bacara. Now overall, this was definitely a bit of an emotional scene on Mygeeto. And if you go back and kind of look at the scene, there are a couple main vehicles that stand out. One, of course, being the Tridroid, or the Occupata Tridroid, which has been made in somewhat of a smaller form. But the second vehicle, and the one that I think would be great representing the scene, is the UT-AT. So we've got kind of the AT-TE, AT-AP, AT-OT, all sorts of AT walkers, but we haven't got a UT-AT, so I think this would be the best set to represent the scene. In terms of what's actually in the set, I would go ahead and do a place scale version of the UT-AT. So this would be anywhere from that $90 to $120 range, around 800 or 900 pieces, and I think that would kind of be the best way to go. Again, the UT-AT, it's somewhat similar to the AT-TE in terms of kind of its front cockpit section. So I would kind of scale it to the AT-TE, and in that playset scale, I think would be terrific. In terms of the minifigures that we can include, of course we need Ki-Adi-Mundi, and then Commander Bacara. I'd include 2 Galactic Marines and a couple battle droids. Again, I think that would be the best way to represent the whole Order 66 scene on Mygeeto. So that is the UT-AT. Alright, and the next set here is called Shattered. Now this represents the scene from Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 11, Shattered. And this is the Order 66 scene with Ahsoka. So basically, this was definitely one of the more emotional scenes in kind of all of the Clone Wars. And so I think to make this, a playset scale would be the best way to go. So what I would end up going ahead and doing is kind of similar to the Snoke's throne room, Vader, or Emperor's throne room. Just have kind of a small playset version of the build, and then kind of in terms of the figures, you'd have Rex, a couple 332nd, and Ahsoka. And so kind of in terms of the platform, it would have the door in the back, the actual hologram table, as well as a couple of other sections. So a cheaper kind of $30 playset version. But again, it would be a cheap way to pick up a new Ahsoka, as well as build up your 332nd army. So that is Shattered. Alright, and the next set here is the Order 66 scene represented by Obi-Wan and Commander Cody. Now, when you go back and kind of watch the scene, there are only really one or two main vehicles that stand out that kind of could be made into a set, and I ended up going ahead and choosing the AT-TE Walker. It's seen quite a bit in the kind of variety of scenes on Utapau, so I think AT-TE would kind of represent best this Order 66 scene. So what I'd go ahead and do is do an updated AT-TE, kind of similar to the 2013 one in terms of size, but maybe kind of try some new techniques and designs, mainly kind of using kind of maybe a bricks or snot or bricks on the side technique for the armor paneling. I think that would look cool. Just make it a bit more sleeker. Also maybe for the legs, kind of add plates and bricks, kind of a mixture to make kind of the armor around the legs. I think that would be great as well. In terms of the minifigures, I would go ahead and include Obi-Wan, Commander Cody, a couple 212 airborne trooper, and a couple battle droids. I think that'd be the ideal set just to represent the scene, because you get a very sought after vehicle and a solid minifigure selection, hopefully with that first time we get Commander Cody. So that is the AT-TE. Alright, and the next set is representing the Order 66 scene with Plo Koon and Captain Jag. Now, this scene was in Revenge of the Sith, and really the only way you can represent it is kind of having a bit of a 2-in-1 set. So what I do for this is include both Plo Koon starfighter as well as an ARC 170 and kind of a larger $75 to $100 set. Now, the way I would see this going is we could get an updated Plo Koon starfighter, kind of similar to the size and scale of the Obi-Wan's one from the Hyperdrive Ring set, except please use that dark blue color rather than the regular blue. I think that's much more accurate and would look much better. Now, in terms of the ARC 170, I would just go similar to the scale that was seen in the previous models, maybe a bit downsized, but again, a ARC 170 in that playset scale would be terrific as kind of part of this 2-in-1 set. And in terms of the minifigures, I would go Plo Koon, Captain Jag, a couple pilots, and maybe even a Commander Wolf. Again, it's maybe not accurate, but I think a Phase 2 Commander Wolf would really top this set off and really make kind of the scene of this be kind of really sought after. So that is Plo Koon Starfighter versus the ARC 170. Alright, and the last set here is representing the Order 66 scene on Felucia with Aayla Secura and Commander Bly. Now, if you go back and watch that scene, you can see there are a ton of walkers in that scene. You of course have the AT-TE, AT-OT, AT-AP, as well as Swamp Speeder. So quite a few vehicles, quite a few kind of scenarios if this were to make an Order 66 related set for this. But personally, I had to go with the AT-OT. Now, in terms of the size and kind of scale of the AT-OT, I would make it similar to the 2009 one, just similar to the 2013 AT-TE in terms of scale, but I think a few new cool techniques could be used. For one, I think mainly the headpiece, rather than using the kind of glass shield pieces and having stickers, I think why not try out a brick or snot build for that front cockpit section. Again, I think that would look terrific. Also, a few minor changes, mainly to the legs, adding some plating and plate pieces for armor rather than just bricks. But again, a $90 to $120 version of an AT-OT would be great, around that $700 to $800 piece mark probably. And now in terms of the minifigures, I would go with Commander Bly, Aayla Secura, 2 327th, as well as a couple battle droids. Again, I think that'd be a pretty solid selection for the set. Maybe even include a third 327 trooper. I think that would be great. But again, that'd be a solid selection for the AT-OT. Alright, but anyways, there you go. So thank you so much for watching this video on some awesome LEGO Star Wars Order 66 set ideas. So definitely, while Order 66 is a darker period in kind of the Star Wars era, there are some really awesome set potentials that could be made. So I definitely hope, even though it kind of goes against what LEGO does, just getting a few of these kind of sets would be amazing. But anyways, let me know what your guys' favorite set out of these was. Personally, that UT-AT and AT-OT are definitely on the top of my list. Again, the Ahsoka set is awesome as well. But let me know which one of yours is a favorite down in the comments below. And you can check out my Instagram for some more awesome content there as well. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos coming very soon. If you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up would be great. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos coming very soon. But anyways, I'll see you all next time.